Hey everybody, Max Scoville here. We are at San Diego Comic-Con 2023 at the annual Hasbro Preview Breakfast. Hasbro is, of course, the 100-year-old toy company that's been making toys and games for children of all ages, for ages. And when I say children, I mean both the literal, small, young, actual children sense, but also the sort of metaphorical, spiritual, inner child sense who maybe have a little bit more disposable income to buy insane collectibles. We'll check out some of those, but also some of the fun toys, because hey, in the words of Ralph Wiggum, fun toys are fun. Let's go play with some toys. So for anybody who grew up in the 80s, the G.I. Joe Real American Hero series is a very familiar and possibly heartfelt thing. In more recent years, Hasbro has been doing the HasLab projects, which are basically massive, crowd-funded, incredibly large-scale, very limited edition, made-to-order collector items that are just, the kind of things that you really, it makes you want to take your wallet and just burn it, throw it in the ocean because it's dangerous. Here's the Hiss tank, which is of course the sort of standard issue Cobra armament. And this is, okay, this is not just like a collectible you put behind glass. It's not a display piece. This is a toy. Let's not beat around the bush here. This is a legitimate toy. It has action features. Look at this. The headlights, it does the Cobra spotlight. The tank treads, they do the tank thing, and its cockpit opens, you put the toys inside, there's seat belts. This is overwhelming, and I do really love that this is, back in the day this was a vehicle, but at this scale, this is a full-on playset. So joining the many, many Han Solo figures out there are a bunch of new Indiana Jones figures. Some of these are kind of coinciding with Dial of Destiny. We, of course, have the Temple of Doom ones. These are my personal favorites. The accessories on these are phenomenal. You can see the short round has a little teeny tiny voodoo doll. He's got an actual soft goods shirt, so you can take that off and put it on your Ewoks or something. I think that looks exactly like Harrison Ford. It's really, I think they nailed it back then. I think all just indie figures, all Han Solo figures, they should stick with that head sculpt. Spot on. They nailed it. So if you're familiar with the Deadpool comics, or maybe a very deep cut Easter egg in Deadpool 1, you know Hydra Bob, who is of course Deadpool's formerly employed by Hydra, sometimes sidekick, and the two of them have showed up in a Marvel Legends 2-pack that is a Comic-Con exclusive that comes with a ridiculous amount of quite cartoony accessories. We've got a bazooka with a boxing glove on it. We've got a briefcase with a banana and Bob's thermos in it, his keys. If you're not a Deadpool fan, there's of course various other Marvel Legends coming out from all corners of the Marvel Universe, cinematic and otherwise. They're doing some wonderful kind of deep cut first appearance Iron Man. I love the Gray Hulk with Bruce Banner. Now over here, in a totally different line, I'm an X-Men kid. I grew up in the 90s. I watched a lot of Fox Kids. I remember quite fondly. They're doing a bunch of little 4-inch figures. This is the Epic Hero series. I'm super into them. I appreciate this sort of nice balance of like small scale, collector friendly, but also, they're articulated, but they're also meant to be played with. They're clearly kids' toys. Look at Wolverine. Let's open up these tin cans. This one's for you, Morph. Like in the cartoon. Anyway. Everyone's familiar with Transformers. They're more than meets the eye, but at this point, we're pretty familiar with their work. They turn from, little robots into little cars back again, but that usually involves a certain amount of input from you, the user. But let's say you're a big, important adult. You got lots of responsibilities. You don't have time to be fiddling with a toy robot, transforming it. You need a robot that transforms on its own. And that's what this is. This is RoboSen's new auto-transforming Grimlock. It's the iconic, Dinobot, Autobot dinosaur. That's a portmanteau, my friends. This is entirely app-controlled. It is immensely complicated. It's full of all sorts of servos and microchips, as you might expect. And it'll only cost you $14.99. And no, there's not a decimal place in that number. Well, there is, but it's at the end of that number. So yeah, it's a $1,500 transforming dinosaur robot for you, a responsible adult. So that was a look at what Hasbro's got in the works, currently out on store shelves. It's nice to know, as a child that refuses to grow up, that toys have also refused to grow up, or rather that they've grown up quite a bit and are now transforming on their own, coming to life. Bigger than ever, full of action features, all kinds of accessories. Comic-Con's a great place to be a kid. I'm very happy to be playing with lots of toys here. We've got more toys to check out, more other cool stuff. Lots of Comic-Con on the way right here on IGN.